Welcome back everyone to my Redstone channel, where today we're covering this behemoth. What is it, you ask? Well, it is a very fast mode of transportation. Actually, what we do is we go ahead and throw our ender pearl right in there, and it does the little bubbles. Push our button, up it goes, and get teleported. We get teleported right here. As you can see, is right in line with all the other tests. So this cannon is extremely accurate. So let's go ahead and show you guys how to build one of these things for yourself. It will yeet you several hundred to several thousand blocks down in a very accurate manner. Go ahead and build one. To start with, what we're going to do is we're going to grab some soul sand, water, and some glass. So I'm just going to come over here. I'll drop down my soul sand, then build a column around it. You need the column to at least be 7 blocks high, so that way when you throw in your ender pearl, it won't hit the bottom. So 2, 3, 5, 7. And then we're going to go ahead and flood it. Then once we've gotten our 2 obsidian placed, what we're going to do is we're going to actually break this piece of glass, and we're going to place in an anvil in that direction. Then next to this other obsidian, we're going to place a wall block, any block, and then another wall block on top. Place our second honey block on top of the obsidian to the anvil. Place in sticky pistons and the redstone wiring. Sticky pistons right behind. Stone. This. To connect into the sticky piston with wall blocks, need 3 full tick repeaters. Connect that. So as one block retracts, the next one is pushed forward. Exactly what we're looking for. Then our next step is going to be to create a second water stream. So we'll come down here to second glass block below. Just go ahead and glass chute. This one doesn't have to be any specified height. Just it will bring the ender pearl up from the priming chamber into the barrel. And then here, where the wall meets, you can see it's pushed forward. It's going to move the glass block. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove it and place a glass block outside. So go up one, same thing for that next one. Have kind of a C shape in our glass. And then we continue up with anvils. Go ahead and stack those up here as well. Then begin to fill our second bubble vapor. Go ahead and close it in, and you want it to look like this, where the wall block will go in and it's going to break these 3 blocks of flowing water, and then it'll push the ender pearl up to this bubble column. Did this right? This should all be water source blocks. There we go. Show you what I'm talking about. We'll grab an ender pearl. Chuck it in. Come up and do some bubbling. And if we press our button, see it is now up in here. That's exactly where we want it. So we're going to go ahead and break the block that is next to the anvil and just place a solid block there. And this is going to be where the cannon begins. So the ender pearl will come up and bounce right there. The TNT will settle right here, and it's going to blast the ender pearl way out there. Okay, so to start with, we're going to come here with our solid block. We're going to add in 4 ice blocks, and then we will do 1 solid block behind that. We're going to go around and we're just going to make a U real quick. To extend it 1 block longer. Then we go ahead and raise our U 1 more. We're going to place a top slab on top of that first solid block. So it'll look like that. Then go ahead and flood this first chamber with a water stream. So 1 water source on top of the solid block, then the rest of this will just be ice. And then what we're going to do, we just place our dispensers, and they do have to be dispensers, they cannot be droppers. Go in behind them, extend a platform 2 extra blocks, drop in a redstone line, then we need to put in our observers. Sometimes it's easier to do that without the dispensers in the way. That way their redstone butts are facing into the dispenser. Now the nice thing with this setup is that if we put dispensers on top of that, those observers still fire these top row of dispensers. So if you only want to dispense 4 TNT per side, or 8 TNT per side, you could leave it here. Or if you want to dispense more to get a further travel distance, all you need to do is keep this setup and you just build a stair up and add in your next redstone line. This. So if you go ahead and do that on both sides, we'll end up something. Now that we've gotten both sides of our dropper wall put into place, what we're going to do is going to put in solid pieces here on the end, and that's to stop any TNT from coming out the end. What you want to happen is this will dispense TNT, drop down into the water stream, get pushed along, sit there, and then explode. Because the TNT is in water, it doesn't do any actual damage. It's just going to throw our projectile forward. But then the last couple things that we have to do, we have to connect all of this up. Do that is pretty easy. Just going to link these redstone bits together real quick. Stone dust. Same thing on this side. Now we need to bring power from down here up to here. The easiest way to do that, place redstone dust, sticky piston, And out of that sticky piston, we want an observer. And on top, to place our blocks. Just connect these two up. Then, once we have our track laid, what I'm going to do, place a sticky piston. That way, when the lower sticky piston pushes the observer up, fire this sticky piston once, which is going to move a solid block. And next to that, we're going to grab a redstone torch. Heater. So that way, when the sticky piston fires, it will push that solid block forward. That block will become powered, and we're going to use that update to fire the cannon. We're essentially turning a 2 pulse input into a 1 pulse output. Then we're going to go ahead and 5 repeaters, and we want them to be at full delay. That is the system completely done. That's the entire system. The last thing that we need to do, bring our water level up in line with the cannon. What we're going to do, place our anvil, place slab, glass block off to this side, place trapdoor, and make sure that it's open. That way when the ender pearl is sitting in this corner, it won't interact with that trapdoor. Very last thing we need to do is flood that slab. Just like that. Then go ahead and fill your dispensers with TNT. Press your button. Everything pushes the ender pearl up and in. Your TNT will detonate and you will go flying. So I hope you guys appreciated this tutorial. I hope you guys can make use of this ender cannon. It's an incredibly quick way to teleport several hundred blocks. A small caveat being that you need all of the chunks in between to be loaded. You can use any method of chunk loading you desire, because if the chunk is unloaded, the ender pearl will actually get stuck in the air and you won't teleport to it. Just disappear. So I hope you appreciate this. I hope you enjoy the cannon as much as I did. It's been a lot of fun for me just to do some target testing and throw myself out there and get shot out of a cannon multiple times. Hopefully you guys can enjoy it as much as I did. And most importantly, please tell your pet that I love them very much.